Okay, everyone, I'm back with some progress. So I had switched the welt to the front instead of the side panel, and now see it's like that. All right, I can actually get my hand in there, and it goes toward the front because that's the way it looks. I found the pattern. I found the pattern envelope. See, you're supposed to be able to get your hand in this way. Not, I don't know how putting the welt on the side panel was going to help, because basically we need it opened. So anyway, what I've done, the one with the side panel, I mean with the welt on it, I have stitched it, basted it down initially 3/8 of an inch. Then I came back and I stitched it down 5/8 of an inch, right? This is 5/8 of an inch stitched down right here. That's the same thing right here. Stitch it down 5/8 of an inch. Then I came back and I am pinning it from the bottom to the pocket, up to the pocket here. And you can see where this X is actually supposed to be over here, but I added something for width. I normally do that. But right where you can feel where the pocket is, I'm going to stitch up to the 5/8 of an inch right here, then stop. Then come back and start here. This line, these lines need to meet, because if not, then the welt is going to look like it's not fitted into the pocket just right. That's why I did 5/8 of an inch, because I'm not going to have 5/8 of an inch to be able to stitch here, because this part is going to be opened, right? So I'm only stitching up to the original 5/8 of an inch stitching here. So I'll catch this, and then I'll go all the way up to the arm's eye. Okay, so and then once I've done that, I will come back and I will do 5/8 of an inch here and around here to get my pocket. All right, so I'll come back and show you what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, thank you. And then, well, we should have a welt pocket front. Got it? All right. Okay, I am stitching the sides, the side seam. I have started here at the bottom, and I am working my way up to the pocket. And I decided that as I'm approaching that, I want you to see exactly what I am talking about. All right, so I'm taking my pins out as I go along, and I am holding this to 5/8 of an inch as I stitch up the seam. And my goal is to get to right here, up to here, where I can feel the welt right there. See the impression of the welt? I'm going to stitch up to here, and then I will stop. All right, but I want to be sure I'm doing 5/8 of an inch in order to make sure that it looks like it's in the seam. Oh, 5/8 of an inch. Here we come. Gonna go right here. Okay, I'm going to back stitch, and then I'm going to finish it off. Okay. All right. So, see, I ended up coming in a bit, but I want to show you what it looks like on the right side. So I'm going to turn it, and you'll be able to see that it looks like it's part of the seam, which is what you want right there, right? That's why I stitched the 5/8 of an inch on the other side as I attach the welt to the front. So now that I'm stitching the seam, so it looks as though it's part of the seam, which is looking pretty good. All right, so then now what I do is, hold on there. So now I am going to come back and line up my stitching with the 5/8 of an inch here. So right where the welt is, I feel the impression there. I'm going to start there. See, making sure that I'm on that same seam line, on that thread, on that stitching, basically. And, okay. And then, stitch here. Okay, take this out. And continue to stitch 5/8 of an inch all the way up through this side. All right, so I'll show you what that looks like when I finish. Well, basically I can go ahead and stitch it. Okay, I'm stitching this, keeping that seam at 5/8 of an inch right there, and just going around until I complete it. All right, taking the pins out as I go, so I'm not so that I will not be stitching I do not want to nick the pin, which means that I will nick my needle again. So I don't want to do that because I'll have to change it. So far it's working out fine. It's not piercing the threads on my garment. Okay, so continuing. Take this pin out. And continue to stitch. Okay. I stitched over the pin, but I didn't hear it, so thank goodness for that. Okay, so here, take it out. Continue to stitch. Okay, now this is one of those where you know how we did the other seam, that little side seam. I'm going to make sure that I come right in line with this. Okay. Oh, I've got to take my pin out. Okay. So hopefully it doesn't shift. Well, you know what? I should have applied my okay, so now I'm going to back stitch, then finish it off with cutting it. Okay, so see, it's all done nicely. And I'll turn it over. And see, I've got a nice little seam. It's kind of dark. Sorry about that. It's part of it. Looks like it's part of the arm's eye. All right, so I'm going to press this open using our pressing tools. And then come back and stitch the pocket. Okay, and the pocket has to be done from, oh, wait a second. I have an issue. Like right here, look, didn't see that. I don't want that open. I actually want that to the side. So I've got to take that out. Looks like I did it at the top and the bottom. Not what I'm looking to do, having to take more out, but that's what I've got to do. I didn't notice that underneath. It needs to be flipped over It's not. It should not be open. It should be. It should be. It should be closed or to the side. Pressed it. I was in a hurry, so I've got to take that out and make sure I get it right. Okay. See you in a minute. Okay, everyone. I am back with the corrections that have been made. See, I made sure that this wasn't open or that one wasn't open on this side. They were actually pressed toward the pocket. So now what I'm going to do is clip it. So this is with the front. I want the pocket to go this direction toward the front, and the welt, which is on the outside, looking good, this way. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to, at this point, I need to clip right above this seam. So I'm going to clip here, all right? And then I'll be able to press this open. Then I'm going to clip below the pocket. Same thing, clip that. Just don't go past the stitching line, right? And press this open, the seam open, and then this is going to go toward the pocket. So it is going to look like this one. Yay! This is the one that I worked on before. It's going to look like that. Then usually I serge my seams, but I didn't do it this time because I'm just short of time, and I like for it to look as good on the inside as it does on the outside as much as possible, and to look close to a ready-made garment. So here's the pocket here, and then the pocket on the other side, looking good. I can put my hands in here, right? And I will stitch this down across the top right here. Like stitch there, and then stitch at the bottom there. Same thing over here. Stitch across the top through all. That means I'm stitching it. I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to make sure the pocket is on the inside, right? It's going toward the front. Then I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to stitch from here to here, then back stitch. Okay, same thing at the bottom. Stitch from here to here where the other top stitching is that I have. So I'll back stitch here through all thicknesses, through, if the pocket is on that side, if it gets caught, that's fine, but I'm making sure that the pocket is going toward the front. And then I'm just going to secure this to make sure it's not wobbly and loose. Okay, so there we are. I'm going to press the seam open and come back and stitch those pockets down. Then I'll be able to move on to getting the sleeve ready. I'm right here. This is where I am, stitching the pockets, stitching the pockets. That is number 11. So here. On the outside, press welts toward the side panel. Now I don't know how that would have been done with the way that they told us to stitch that welt down. And then if desired, top stitch, which is what I'm going to do. That top stitching will secure it. And then from a 1/4 of an inch from the finished edge connected to the previous top stitch, and pivot with the needle in the fabric and stitch to the outer corner as shown. Back stitch to reinforce. So that's pretty much what we're going to do. Stitch here, pivot, come down just a tad, stitch down, and back stitch. Then it'll be time for the cuff and the sleeve.